Hi there, let's take a look at another past AQA A-level Business exam question, and this is a 9-mark question, paper 1, on employee diversity or workforce diversity. There's the question on the screen. Analyse how employing a more diverse workforce might increase the profit of a business. 9 marks on offer here, so as always you may wish to pause the video to have a think about how you might unpick and plan and respond to that question. And once you've done that, if you've rejoined us, let's take a look at what this question is all about. Well, hopefully you've recognised, straightforward really, this one is about employee or workforce diversity. That's our start point. Our argument or arguments need to get to how that might increase the profit of a business. So we need to make sure our analysis gets to the end point, which is profit. I reckon one argument would be enough for this because it says analyse how. It doesn't say analyse the ways in which. So I think 1 point would be enough, but we need to make sure we focus on how greater workforce diversity might increase the profit of a business, not decrease. Very important that we focus on that word to make sure the examiner's happy with our response. Well, in paper 1, of course, with this type of question, we don't get given a case study. So we're going to have to bring in a little bit of application, maybe an example to help add the application and the context to our analysis. And we also need to make sure that we demonstrate to the examiner what workforce diversity is all about. And hopefully you know that it's about businesses, organizations embracing, recognizing and embracing difference. Diversity or difference, for example, difference in employee genders, age, ethnicity, sexuality, perhaps educational background, perhaps language, a variety of differences that workforces should recognise. And of course, therefore, that impacts all aspects of human resources, including recruitment and training and how organisations look after and manage their people. Okay, so there are a variety of different points we could use to respond to this question. I've picked out 3 and put them on the screen there, but of course I only need 1 for this response. So we might argue, for example, that workforce diversity encourages greater innovation, and that might therefore lead to increased profit. We could argue that a consequence of greater diversity might mean higher employee engagement, higher motivation, and therefore that leads to profit. I could get to profit somehow there. But I've gone for the one in the middle there, which is that a more diverse workforce should help lower labour turnover, because I think I can get from lower labour turnover to increased profit relatively simply in terms of my analysis. But any one of those 3 points, and indeed any other points that are relevant, will be fine. We just need to make sure we write that properly constructed response. Okay, well, I only need 1 argument. By the way, you can write 2 if you wish, but I believe you can get away with, well, I know you can get away with 1 argument for this to get to level 3 or 7 to 9 marks. So let's just read through my attempt and see if you can spot where the analysis is taking place, but also can you spot where the application is being added. So let's read through. A more diverse workforce might increase profit by reducing labour turnover and therefore lowering the costs of human resource flows in a business. That's it. The first sentence, full stop. Don't put application in there. That's the point that you're going to develop. Let's move on. Greater diversity implies a more inclusive business, with the workforce better representing and accepting different staff characteristics, such as gender, ethnicity, and educational background. This in turn might cause more employees from diverse backgrounds to feel more accepted and valued in a business, leading to more of them staying longer, increasing employee retention and reducing labour turnover. Consequently, this should reduce the costs of recruiting for posts where staff leave and also make it easier to attract high quality candidates for job vacancies, as the business benefits from a reputation for valuing diversity. The overall impact of this is reducing these human resource management costs, which should increase profit. I think that gets to more diversity leading to lower costs and therefore higher profit. And I've also tried to show the examiner that I know what diversity is. Did you spot the application? Well, I tried to put a couple of bits in there, and I tried in particular to use our favourite technique, which is such as seasoning. So I try to point out that diversity can mean differences in such as gender, ethnicity, and educational background. And also making up this situation where a business might benefit from having a greater reputation for valuing diversity. What do you think to that response? I reckon that's a level 3, 7 to 9 marks. What do you think? Put your comments in the comments section if you're watching on YouTube, or have a go yourself. Pop your answer into the comments and I'll take a look. Cheers.